Star Wars set up a reunion between characters 2 years ago, and they have multiple ways to make it happen. So the question is, when will it? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Star Wars: The Bad Batch introduced characters in Season 1, leaving fans wondering when they'll reconnect. Season 2 focused on exploring and developing the Clone Force 99 characters, rather than expanding the larger Star Wars galaxy. Omega made friends throughout the series, but there are still old friends that should be revisited in future episodes. Star Wars: The Bad Batch Season 1 featured many surprise characters and set up a reunion that still hasn't happened. The Bad Batch Season 1 did a lot of work to connect the series with other animated Star Wars titles and characters, including the likes of clone Captain Rex, the Martez sisters, Jedi Master Depa Billaba, and her Padawan, Caleb Dume, who would grow up to be Kanan Jarrus from Star Wars Rebels. The Bad Batch Season 2 didn't focus as much on connecting to the larger galaxy, but instead let audiences get to know and love Clone Force 99 in a way they hadn't before. Many of the stories in The Bad Batch showed the young clone Omega meeting people around her age and befriending them. Most recently, while on Pabu, Hunter and the rest of the batch agreed to stay on the Paradise Planet, not only to hide out, but so that Omega would be safe. It was obvious that Omega had already made friends there and was happy, so it wasn't surprising that Hunter, Wrecker, and Tech had agreed to make Pabu their home. However, there are still other friends Omega made earlier in the show's run that should be revisited. The Bad Batch Season 1, Episodes 11 and 12 saw Clone Force 99 meet a young Hera Syndulla on Ryloth. After Hera's parents are taken as prisoners by the Empire, she enlists the Batch's help to free them. During this time, Omega and Hera really bond, striking up a quick friendship. They trust one another, and Omega encourages Hera to think of a plan of attack, especially since Hera knows Ryloth better than anyone in Clone Force 99. In fact, Omega and Hera team up and take out Imperial cannons in what is Hera's first solo flight as a pilot. As Hera and her rescue parents leave Ryloth, she hugs Omega and promises that she'll see her around. Hera's appearances in Rebels, and more recently in Ahsoka, have not indicated that Hera keeps in contact with Omega, but Hera is a rebel who keeps her cards close to her chest. It's also possible that because Omega is an unaltered clone of Jango Fett, she tries to remain as anonymous as possible. Hopefully, Hera Syndulla and her family will return in The Bad Batch Season 3, which will also be the show's final season. If Hera reappears, it could lay groundwork for her and Omega to reconnect in other Star Wars titles. Omega may still be alive during the New Republic era. Because Omega's DNA hadn't been altered, she ages normally. If Omega were to pop up around the events of Ahsoka or other related titles, Omega would be in her early 40s and would likely still be carrying on the legacy of her brothers in Clone Force 99. With all the skills she has learned from her brothers, it wouldn't be surprising if she was a vital ally for the New Republic and Hera Syndulla specifically. Hopefully, a live-action Omega will appear in shows like Ahsoka Season 2. But for now, audiences will just have to wait for The Bad Batch Season 3.